Hi. So, okay, there are three reasons why blacks have higher rates of dementia than whites do, and really, these same three things can be applied to any demographic, any group of people. So, military people also, or military veterans, have twice the rate of dementia as the general population. Women have twice the rate of dementia as men do, and so on and so forth. It all comes down to three reasons. One, over the course of their lifetimes, we Black people have greater attacks, and I'm just using this word very, very loosely now. We've been exposed to greater attacks on our brains over a period of time. Number two, we have fewer defenses over a period of time, or our brains have fewer defenses. And number three, and this is the big one, when things begin to go wrong, let's say we begin to notice problems with our memory or with our thinking or our emotions or sleep, we are the least likely to go and get prompt, appropriate medical care. So like depression, again, another one would be depression or any of these mood disorders or mental health issues. We Blacks are the last to go to the doctor to complain about a mental health issue. I can tell you that. I know that personally. The corollary to that is that even in many cases, if when they let's say they don't have this hesitation, they are not likely to get prompt or appropriate medical attention, or they didn't get it, or they didn't go to the right doctor. The doctor didn't recognize the signs and therefore did not do something about it. So it may not be because they didn't want to have medical care. It may not be because they didn't want to go and consult with a psychologist or psychiatrist. It may just be that it wasn't the right psychiatrist or psychologist, or the accident didn't have access to a good healthcare system. Maybe their insurance was shabby. So again, I'm just going to mention the three. I know I've said a lot of things. The three are: one, greater attacks; number two, fewer defenses; and number three, less access or hesitancy to get access or to get medical care. Those are the three main things. And I'm just going to give you some quick examples of each. Number one, greater attacks. We now know that hypertension, diabetes are really, really big, strong risk factors for dementia, especially if they're not controlled, especially if the person is not taking his or her medications regularly. Number two, so those are the attacks. We have attacks, and of course, stressors. Cannot overlook, especially in this country, the factor racial discrimination, history of racial injustice plays on the psyche of Black men and women who grew up in this country, especially those who are exposed to that. And that's over a period of time can be grinding on the brain. So that is a factor in itself. Number two, we're going to the second one now. Fewer defenses. I've talked about vitamin D a lot. There are also other things like vitamin B1 and vitamin B12. Also, activities that help to protect your brain, like regular exercise, going out in the sun, being exposed to the rays of the sun. It's not just about vitamin D. There are also the other ultraviolet rays, the other infrared rays. These are all very healing rays. We tend not to be out in the sun. I know people argue with me all the time, and there are Black people, present company included, who like being out in the sun. There are a lot of others who are being trained by their parents and grandparents to stay out of the sun. I don't know why we did that to ourselves, but that is a factor as well. And so in doing so, we are depriving ourselves of the power of light, the power of the sun, the healing power of the sun. We're depriving over a period of time. And as you know, our Black skin tends to block out the rays of the sun that are needed to make vitamin D and other nutrients that our bodies need. So that is another factor. Also our diets as well. We tend to take like sweet stuff. We tend to like fried foods. These can be very, very nasty to our brains and our bodies over a period of time. And so in taking those foods, what happens is that our bodies, we drain our bodies of the nutrients that are needed to protect our brains, because they are being shunted and diverted to handle these toxic and really things like high sugar, sugary drinks and alcohol and all those things are toxic to our bodies. And so the body has to find a way to neutralize and to get those things out of the way. And so resources are being shifted to handle those things. Therefore, again, we have fewer defenses against these things. Like I mentioned, activity, being out in the sun, exercising, having been on an exercise program. We tend not to do these as much. In our younger years, we're more active, I guess, but as we grow older, we tend not to take it as seriously to be physically active. So being physically active protects our brains. Same thing too, being mentally active. High educational levels is protective. So if you're always studying, you're always learning new things, if you're always interacting, if you're always out there engaged in society, your brain loves stimulation, your brain loves challenges, your brain loves to be engaged. If you're not doing all those things, you're probably leaving your brain bored and inactive, and therefore more prone to the damaging effects that lead to dementia. Finally, number 3, we're going to talk about this hesitancy. Quite frankly, I don't know what to tell you. How do we overcome this hesitancy of we Black people to seek medical attention? I guess the only thing is by education. My good friend Shosomolu Soyinka has written a book. Let me see, where is it now? Really good book. Yeah, there it is. So this is my good friend Shosomolu Soyinka. He wrote a book called Understanding the Mental Health, a guide for faith communities. He is triple board certified. Amazing guy. Anyway, there it is right here, and I hope it's available on Amazon. I think he'll be in Nigeria towards the end of the year, trying to get to educate people, and that's what we have to do. We've got to educate people to take advantage. If we start seeing things go wrong, a stitch in time saves the 9. Start seeing things go wrong. I beg of you, don't sleep over. Don't just let it. Don't let it be. Just do something about it. Speak to it. Speak to your spouse. Speak to your friends. Speak to a loved one. Let them help you get the support and the care you need. So there you have it. The 3 major reasons why Blacks or Africans tend to have higher rates of dementia. Again, you can go on our website. We have a YouTube video called Blacks and Dementia and why we're doing this. So please go there and find out. Thank you very much. God bless. Bye.